Hi.
It's so early, but not for some people. We were just talking about that. I was like, okay, it's not so bad for some people.
Yeah, yeah.
And thank God for Violet for switching with me because I was the idiot that thought it was 4 p.m. And then
No
Michael
worries.
like texted me and he's all like, "You do know it's 4 a.m., right?" And I'm all like, and then he was nice enough to ask Violet, and she was so nice enough to switch with me. So thank you, Violet, if you're here. Hope you're watching later.
Yeah.
But actually, because we were talking about because of the time difference or because of daylight savings ending, it's really actually 7 a.m. instead of 6 a.m. So it's even better.
So 7 in the morning instead of 4, huh?
Yeah, way better. Like way miles better. It's so crazy that it's so dark out though. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think daybreak is still a pretty good ways off.
yeah. I don't even know. Yeah, you're right. I don't even know if it's gonna hit while we're here. So I've got a little lamp next to me. I think like it's enough light.
Oh yeah, it'll definitely be light later.
Oh man. So are you going to be writing?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Because you never know this early if it's going to be like I mean, you've already been up for a little bit, right? You said you did a little
Yeah,
bit by the stream. Okay. Did you
yeah.
write during hers or did you use it to like have
No, I was just like having breakfast and
okay.
stuff like that, and kind of like popping in and out of the end of the stream a bit.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I'll definitely give writing a shot at least, and I'll see how it goes.
Okay. I know because in theory, if we can get our words done
Hmm.
now, oh my
Hmm.
God, like the whole rest of the day
Oh yeah, yeah,
is like either more words, just gravy, or like you can do whatever you want.
yeah, totally.
um, let's say hi to people, but I do. Shouldn't we read where my location is, the study hall?
Sure, yeah,
Are you
yeah.
okay? Did you want to read that, or did you want me to read that?
Uh, I could read it actually if I just kind of switch over to my YouTube side. So the poem. So right now in the castle, we're in the study hall in the south wing, right? Um, so I can go ahead, yeah, and read the poem that we have for our stream. So the study hall, south wing. In the 1920s, there was an author of talent whose name was Kauffsen, if you are keen. He wrote novels of adventures and treasures, and heroes most kindly, villains most mean. One year he wrote at Castle Steegilworferr, a novel of his from beginning to end, and within the castle he'd write on most days, in the south wing's study hall with helper to send. On the third floor this is, with south-facing windows. It's cozy, no doubt, with only one door. If you need inspiration as you finish your novel, do recall how it's been done here before.
Yay! That's actually the number one reason why I picked it. Well, A, because it was cozy, but also because he finished his novel there, and I feel like that's a good, it's a good luck,
Yeah,
a charm or something. But so I tried
yeah.
to get the coziest study picture I could find for my thumbnail.
Oh, right. Yeah.
All right, let's say hi to people. We've got Nina. Hello. I'll be back in a bit by happy writing. Okay.
Hi,
Bye.
Nina.
I'm here. Hello. Yeah, the I know, right? Just something about the study hall. Like it just I don't know. I just the
True,
fact that
true.
yeah, it's like libraries and study halls seem like the best places for me that I just would love
Yeah.
to curl up and
Oh, yeah.
um okay, we've got hello. How are
Hi, Kira.
you? And happy birthday. Is it your birthday?
Oh, thank you. It is, yeah.
Oh my God, how did I miss that? Happy birthday. I
Thank you.
feel like a total jerk.
No, no
I'm
worries.
not gonna say
Yeah,
like,
it's my
right,
birthday.
happy birthday. um, for me, the early morning hours are the best time to write. It's still quiet outside and my mind is fresh.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, I love the idea of writing in the morning, but for some reason it's like, and I do get up relatively early. Like my natural sort of getting up time is about 7:30. So it's not too far off from
Mm.
the stream. Well, I mean, without the
Hmm.
daylight saving stuff, but I can't, for some reason I can't concentrate right away. Like
Oh yeah,
I think
I
my
hear that.
best time is like from I'd say 9 a.m. to about 3. Like that's sort of the magic zone for me, which worked really.
Yeah.
That's why I usually would try to get night shifts when I was working full time, because it really helped. Because then I could just, when my brain was not creative, I could go to work. You know what I mean?
Oh, but so you work the night shift?
I did. I did film restoration for almost a decade. So because it was digital film restoration and you're always in a dark room, like it didn't matter when people came in to work. So
Mhm.
they actually had 3 shifts. They had the just regular daytime shift, and then they had the night shift, and then they had the graveyard. Um, and so,
Oh, okay.
yeah. And so,
So you were sort of doing like the mid-afternoon to
yeah, it was like,
late night kind of shift.
it was 4:30 to, yeah, midnight.
Okay, okay.
So it worked really well. Like I don't consider myself a night person, but for some reason it worked really well. Like, cause I'd get back at midnight, I'd be able to, get to sleep relatively quickly, like around 12:30. So then I'd wake up around 8. So it didn't, and then I'd have like the full
Yeah.
sort of creative time where I'd be able to write. So I was actually able to write my first book, Riser, while I was working there. It worked out really
Mm.
well. So, but of course not all jobs have night shifts. So,
Yeah, I used to work in a manufactory, and in that time I worked the morning shift
okay.
and also the afternoon. Um,
Oh,
I just never I never worked the night shift.
okay.
Um, but yeah, I'm not sure which. I probably preferred the morning shift. I probably prefer to like kind of get the day's work out of the way first, and then kind
Yeah,
of do
I
do
could.
the other things. But
Yeah,
but I never did the night shift, and I did think when you said night shift, I thought you meant like the night shift, like the graveyard shift.
I tried that for
That's
a week.
that's a different animal, isn't
It
it?
is a way different animal. I did that for a week, and I thought I was going to die. Like I literally, and I'm not even exaggerating, because I couldn't
Yeah.
sleep. So I tried blocking everything out. But by the end of the week, I think I'd had a total of maybe 5 hours of sleep for the whole week. And
Hmm.
so it is like sleep deprivation is very real. Like I felt like I was dying. And so I told them, I was all, this was my first week. And I was all like, I'm going to have to, if I can't switch to night shift, I'm going to have to quit.
Mm.
Like I was just straight up, I love this job. I would love to stay, but I cannot do the graveyard. And they were 100%, they understood completely. Like, oh yeah, we get it. Like a lot of people are just like,
Yeah. I
they're,
remember I had a friend, and I was just chatting with him one day.
yeah.
He'd been on the night shift or the graveyard
Okay.
shift. We used to call it. I'm sure it's pretty common, like A, B, and C.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that
So
makes
for morning, afternoon, and night.
yeah.
So he'd been on the C shift for something like 15 years,
Wow. Yeah, a lot of
and
people same.
and he said that he'd never, like he said, even now I haven't actually really gotten used to it after 15 years.
Wow.
Like he's
That's
still,
crazy.
yeah,
Oh man.
he just never got used to it, but he, I guess, got used to it enough to keep it up,
To keep going. Yeah.
but he
Yeah, there were
never.
a couple people on the graveyard shift that were um that had been there for quite a few years, but they had adjusted. Like they loved it. Like they're the ones
Okay.
that sold it to me, right? They were like because they were one of my friends,
Right.
the one who got me the job, and she was like, you're gonna love it. It's amazing because you have the whole day and night. So like for her, because she's very social and like to go out, so she'd be able to sleep during the day and then have her evenings for friends and hanging out. I don't really do that. So
Mm.
I like to hang out with people in the day when I can. So it's like night shift was perfect for me. So oh,
Yeah.
Nina's back. Hello. Cool Gamers here. Hello.
Hi, cool gamer.
I kind of would love to try working at a graveyard a graveyard. Oh yeah. That would be even a whole other issue thing of just working at an actual graveyard. I don't think I could do it. I'd be freaked out.
Like doing what though?
Well,
Because
you have to
like
do like I know the
if you're
groundskeeper.
yeah, but if you're actually digging graves, that's not going to be at night, I don't think.
No, yeah, like, but and even if
Like
keeping
old
grounds
school.
would be kind of,
Yeah.
can you see anything? Well, night guard, there's got to be guards for
Yeah,
sure at a graveyard at night because
that's true.
yeah, coming in just for
Yeah.
shenanigans. Okay, well, it's 6:11. So do you want to get into our first sprint? Oh, I got
Yeah,
into the right mind frame.
I'm down.
I feel like I need to do like some breathing exercises.
Oh,
um, okay, so I'm going to do one of Jules's timers. Let me get it up.
okay.
I know she has like these nano timers, but I love her farting timers.
Mm.
What are we thinking? I mean, because right, we have to, for the next stream, Haley's stream, we have to be like finish around 10 minutes till. So we want to
Mm-hmm.
make sure we get in some good ones, right? So should we do like a 30?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
got here. We could do 25. I mean, I don't want to. It's so early.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you know what? Let's do a 25. And let's do the farting cat yoga timer.
Okay.
I have way too much fun with these. Okay, so I have to share. I hate that they changed that thing to present.
Yeah.
It throws me off because I'm like, where's the share button?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure there's a reason though. Like I'm sure they expanded the function of the button so that you can really like present instead of just share, depending
Well,
on how you look
there's always a reason.
at it.
Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. No. Maybe to keep the dead safe. Yes. No, I just want to walk around at night like a guard, but I would be a bad guard. I know he's like, just want the spooky atmosphere. Yes. Oh, I don't know. I don't speak emoji. Oh yes, farting cat emote. Oh my god, that's so perfect with the yoga. That is so perfect. Oh, I'm so impressed. Okay. Let's do this. Ready, set, and start. Good luck, everyone.
Ooh. Yay!
Yay. See how the gentle fart, it's not disturbing. It doesn't like scare you. It just is like nice and soft. Yeah. So how'd you do?
Pretty good. Yeah. I got into it okay.
Nice.
It's early and everything. It's not like awesome. It's not going awesomely, but it's going slowly.
Okay.
I'll probably do a bit better in the next sprint. Um, there's daylight now, with
Oh, it's kind of coming. Yes.
daylight savings ending. We've got some daylight now. Of course, the flip side to that will be tonight. It'll be dark by about 6, probably.
I know. I hate that.
So
I don't have daylight yet though, but I guess the sky is lightening, but I guess because I have all the buildings
yeah.
around me, nothing's
Oh,
coming in yet.
okay. No, it's definitely getting quite light out there.
Come to me.
And we're only like 50 minutes apart from each other.
I know. We're so close.
You're also east of me, so technically you're getting the
It's
sun
awesome.
coming up
Like
a wee bit earlier than me.
in this corner of the window, I see the sky definitely getting lighter, but it's just like this much because of the buildings in between. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the sun actually has to get past the building.
Yeah, I guess it's so bright in the city that you can't really tell.
But how did everybody else do? I did pretty well. I got a little over 500 words, so that was
That's
right.
awesome.
Yeah, I was. I got into it too. So we had a couple of bots come in, but I smushed them down. Oh, we got Anne coming in. Hello.
Hi, Anne.
This is morning. It's like we got a hello, Anne. I sent my friend all that I have in my short story so far. She has a list of all the stories I'm allowed to work on, so I don't start too many. That's funny. I have convinced her this story deserves to be a book. Oh, that's cool. More hellos to Anne. Why is this all caps again? I do that too all the time. Like I'll have it on caps for something else, and then I'll start typing, and I'm like, "Whoa, why am I yelling at myself?" Hey,
that
Renee.
makes me think of like what is it? The 7th and final book of Harry Potter.
Oh, was there caps in that?
Yeah, J.K. Rowling spends like 10% of the book just writing in all caps.
That's funny. I don't remember.
What's it called again?
I don't remember. I'll like block those books out.
The Deathly Hallows. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were just talking about our Australian friends and that it's nighttime, but that maybe one of you will come and say hi. And Renee did. So hello, Renee. Hey, Elizabeth.
Hi.
Hello. On to lunch. See y'all. Oh, we missed you. Hello. Goodbye. Michaela, hello.
Hi.
I know. I love that timer too. I don't know. All her farting timers, they make me laugh every time. But they make you laugh, which is great because sometimes you need that, right? But it's also that they are very, like, the sound is a very gentle sound.
Okay.
Because you know how, like, with some timers it's like dee, 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 whatever, and you're just and it always like jumps me out, but that one never scares me. It just makes me laugh. I talked to my friend about the short story turned book idea, and I'm trying to figure out the outline.
Okay.
Hey, Jazz. I just found your stream. How short? Well, let's see. Okay, so probably we're going to be on for about another hour.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to do at least another 30, right? Or yeah, let's do a 30 because we just did a 25, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll do a 30 for sure.
Yeah.
I'm settling into bed, pulling teeth at the moment, aka first drafting. Got some words done this evening after bedtime. Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, baby's bedtime.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yay. Yeah, so far so good. If I can get another, oh, I'm gonna yawn. Okay. If I can get another 500 words in the next sprint, then I'd already have like 1,000 for the day. So I'd only need to get the whatever the what is it? 1,600. What's the minimum for Nano?
I think
1667.
it's like the magic number's like 1667.
Yeah. Yesterday I got 1677, so I just barely.
Oh, okay.
But I kind of stopped myself. I was having one of those days, you know what I mean, where I was just it was really hard to concentrate. But so like when I realized I was actually at the minimum, I stopped. I probably could
That's
have
fair.
continued, but I was like, I don't want to do anymore.
But that's a lot of writing for a day anyway.
It is, but you know what's interesting? It's like when I have like doing the process the way I'm doing it this year, where I'm taking a screenplay and using that as my outline. It really helps on days like yesterday when I was having a tough time, because the way I do it is I divide the scenes, and they're chapters, right? So once I go through the screenplay to set it up, each scene is going to be a chapter. And so I kind of went through all the process of story arcs and character arcs, and really figuring out the story back when I wrote the screenplay. So at least
Yeah.
that aspect of it, I don't have to struggle with during Nano, which I usually have to do even if I have outlined something. So the nice thing is like I was saying, is like yesterday when I was kind of struggling, I still had a scene to work with, that was already written in screenwriting form. But then I could, it's easier to fill things out, and rewrite them into book form. So it's really helpful. Like I'm thinking this might be my new sort of Nano plan, because I mean, I say this now because it's November 6th, but I really feel because yesterday was a bad day and I was still able to get the chapter in and write it because I had a scene to work with, as opposed to having to come up with one completely on the fly. Or I mean, even with because with my outlines, they're not hugely detailed, but you have like a few sentences of what you want to happen in the chapter, but that's only a few sentences, right? So you're gonna still have to come up with the dialogue and the interaction and the to get them to that place. Whereas when you're working with a scene from a screenplay, you've already done that. It's just compacted. So now it's just sort of letting it flow, getting into the inner thoughts, more description, stuff like that. So it really, like, I feel like I've discovered something.
Right. So kind of like
Right.
brainstorming and outlining and everything, and then writing the thing as an actual script,
Right.
and then if as applicable, writing it as an
Right.
actual
Yeah, because you're right.
novel.
There are definitely screenplays I've written that I don't think would make very good books. You know what I mean? I mean, they might, but they'll always work better as screenplays for me.
Yeah,
but like this one definitely felt like it would be a great, because it's a thriller horror, right? So I feel like those work well with books and movies. So yeah, it really is working for me. So, we'll see on day 30 if that's still the case, but
I think, no, it does sound like you are onto something, because it kind of sounds like what you're doing now is like drafting, but it's less stressful and
yes,
it's kind of
exactly.
lighter, a little bit like drafting light or
Yes,
something, and you can kind of
exactly.
just keep going with it.
Yeah, and you can, and especially for something like Nano, when you have these minimum word counts,
Yeah.
that you have to sort of reach every day, it makes it so that I can do it comfortably in like a couple of hours, as opposed to the past where, like I said, when I just had an outline and I was just doing like classic nano, sometimes it would take me all day to get the minimum, just because I would be like,
Oh
no,
yeah. Oh yeah.
working or whatever. And I just, but again, we'll see what happens by day 30. But so far, so good. So maybe I'll do a video about it after the fact if it works out.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
I mean, I did it with Geraldine's Alley with the big video that I did of the 90-day thing, but so I've already done it to a certain extent. But Geraldine's Alley was a very short screenplay. This one's a little bit longer, so I feel like the book could be beefier. So I don't know. And then the other problem is that I came up with this really cool like idea to add to this story. So when I start having to thread that through, we'll see if it gets a little bit more difficult because it's not in the script.
Right.
So it'll be added to the script though, because I think it'll make the story much better. But so it's weird because after I'm done with the book, then I'm going to go back to the screenplay and make the screenplay better.
Yeah.
So,
You were talking about that also with Geraldine's Alley. That
yeah, exactly.
it
It's
was kind of
exactly
like
what
that
it is.
too.
Yep, I did the same
Yeah.
thing where I was all like, I had the screenplay and I thought it was pretty solid, because I've been working on it for years, and then wrote the book and discovered all these things and was all like, okay, now I got to go back.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like Renee had to go to bed. Renee, and you're probably already gone, but have a good night. I'm losing my voice, man. It's too early to be losing my voice. That sounds like what I find helpful too, having a very detailed outline. And when you write, you have a very clear task. You know what needs to happen in the scene. Yeah. And normally I do that with outlines. I do outline. Like I don't always obviously convert scripts to books.
Yeah.
But yeah, like with my last book, the first Hexfear book, that was just outlined. Like obviously I never wrote a screenplay on it, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just thinking for nanos. This might be like my once a year, like, let me go through my list of screenplays and pick one and write a new book. You know what I mean? Like I think that
I think that sounds like a really good idea. If you've got like a kind of bit of a backlog of
I
screenplays
do. Yes.
that are all, finished and
Right?
pretty up to snuff, yeah.
Yes. Like because that's all I used to do was write screenplays. So I have like 40 screenplays that are
Oh
just
my God.
sitting on my computer doing nothing. So, maybe turning them into books, and I don't know.
You're onto something.
Get the
Yeah.
stories out there. Yeah, maybe I'll
That's great.
hello. Okay, well, let's since we're on a time crunch, well, not time crunch, but you know what I mean. Let's do another sprint. Let's do a 30 this time. And luckily, Jules has she has, let me see what her 30s are. Okay, she's got a frog for 30 and another yoga. Let's just go with the yoga theme. I'm thinking we're going to go with the cat yoga theme. That feels very me.
Okay.
Snake, do some yoga. Just don't fart. All right.
Is Snake around? I don't think I've seen him in frame.
Oh, yeah. Now that I have my new, oh, by the way, it is light here now. It has finally got through the buildings and I see the actual daylight. Yeah, he's right on the other side of me on the chair, but he's sleeping. So.
Oh, okay. Nice, Snake.
All right, let's do this. Okay, ready, set, and start.
Yay.
Good luck.
Yay.
Yay! How'd you do?
Uh, okay.
Oh,
I was actually just going back a bit, just like a stanza or two, just to reread like what I had right in the end, and then I kind of just found something that I needed to fix.
okay.
Um, it was just like a little thing like within a line. So I did fix that. That didn't prove problematic. It actually quite worked out nicely. But I fixed that, and I think I just added a bit to the end, and
Okay.
yeah, did a bit of washing up in the kitchen.
Oh, nice. Wow. Double tasking.
How
Um,
about you?
I did pretty good. I thought I'd finished this chapter. I didn't realize there was a flashback in it. So this chapter will be, which is good because I needed it to be a little bit longer and I thought it was about to end. And then I was all like, oh, cool, there's a flashback. So I think it'll still work out to, because I wanted all the chapters to be around 2,000 words.
Okay,
So I
cool.
wrote, so total so far for the stream, I have written about 1,200.
Hmm,
So I only have about, what is that, like 400 or something more to go.
that's
It
really
might
good.
actually be what's left of the chapter, which would be amazing. So um, it's always better for me to start on a new chapter as opposed to starting in the middle of a chapter. Just
Okay.
it's easier to keep track for me, but you know. So how did everybody else do?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh my God, 40. Oh, for the screenplays. I know, right? I actually I think the total is like 43 or something like that. But yeah,
So, could you write a screenplay in a month?
oh yeah, yeah. I still have to outline the same, but outlines are for me because I mean it's easier than a book in the sense that like screenplays are harder in some ways than books because
Hmm.
in books you can you have a little bit more freedom to kind of explore people's thoughts or actions or whatever, you know, you have a little bit more time, right?
Yeah.
Whereas in a screenplay, you know, you're kind of limited to 2 hours or less. I mean, yes, of course there are longer movies than 2 hours, but usually they're by people that have been doing it a while, and so people let them do it for 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's usually
Yeah.
an exception to the rule. But when you're starting
Yeah.
out, you're trying to sell your screenplays. You want it to be under 120 pages. Um, so you know you have to tell the complete story within that time frame in a way that's compelling. And you can't do it with inner thoughts, you know, unless you plan on narrating the whole thing, which you know that rarely works except in like extreme cases like, you know, Shawshank Redemption or whatever that are done beautifully.
Yeah.
But normally it's considered kind of a cop out if you're narrating because you're doing it just because you're like, I'm just going to narrate this so that I can tie everything together. So you have to
Right.
tell everything through action and dialogue, and that can be really hard, you know. Um,
Hmm.
but but I outline, so like you know it's a plan out each scene, and that helps too. So that's where I got into outlining, was because of scripts. Because with scripts, you know, you really only have this amount of time. You have to complete the story. You have to hit these beats at this certain time, like the first plot point, you know, the second plot point. That you know, it's very much more structured. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, which I like. It really helps me to have structure. So yeah,
Okay.
so you really kind of get everything done. But because if you think about it, a script is roughly around 20,000 words, you know, it is going to take less time. It's just
Okay.
if you have everything planned out the way you want it to, you know. I mean, I guess it's like any story, you can always run into problems, but if you've got it planned out and you know what you're going to do, then it can be done pretty quickly. Like one of the scripts that I wrote, right? I knew everything that I wanted to do. I had to give it to this guy the next day. Okay. I'd only written 30 pages of it, and I had to go and meet the guy. He was a producer. I wrote the script that night. Like I
Oh
stayed up
my.
until 3 a.m. So physically, yes, you can write a
So
script in a short amount of time. Like Home Alone, right? One of the classic, Christmas movie. He wrote that on a Saturday and partially of a Sunday, right? The whole
oh
thing.
really?
Yeah. So you can definitely physically write it. If you know the story and you know what you're writing, you can, whereas you could not do that with a book. You couldn't write 100,000 words in a day. I mean, you could, I guess, but you'd have to be like,
Yeah.
you know what I
So
mean?
that would have been like a 10K night for you
Yeah,
when
because
you had.
with a rough drafts of screenplays are usually around like 10 to 15K. Yeah.
Oh,
And I
okay.
would say a fully edited, once you've added all the details, another thing you need to add, they're usually around 20K, right? But if you're doing an hour and a half, which at the time that's what mine was, so it was like a 95-page screenplay, yeah, that's only about 15K. So if you
Like
know,
completed.
right. So if you know what you're writing, I'd already written like the first 3 or 4K. So yeah, it was
Okay.
basically a 10K night. Which
Okay.
is interesting because that's the screenplay that made it to the semifinals of Nickel Fellowship, which is run by the Academy.
Oh,
So the
that's
script, it
awesome.
took me like a night, like that I barely, and I mean, you just like, that's when you just know you can't really
Is
like,
that so? That's like your Home Alone script, huh?
yeah.
That's awesome.
It's funny. So yeah, so I mean, you know how it is. Like sometimes things come quickly and sometimes, they don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, and did you prepare lunch? Let us know. Maggie, hello. Just dropped in to say hi from my 5 a.m. Rise Club. Oh my gosh, I don't know how you do that. That's amazing. Katrina, I'm doing well today. I'm on hour 5 in a 24-hour write-a-thon. Oh my
Oh.
gosh. And I might want to nap already. But I'm almost got 2K words for the day.
Oh.
Yay! That's awesome.
Ooh.
I'm not tracking words this nano. Okay. But I worked on figuring out the limits of the magic system, trying to not to make it too cartoonish. It's an adult fantasy. That is hard, right? Magic systems and trying to make them not seem too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that because a lot of people just don't care and they just kind of go for it. But so, but yeah, it's magic systems are hard. Unless
Yeah.
unless you just want to make it like whatever kind of magic and just, which sometimes works, in some books.
I tend to, at least these days, or these years, quite steer clear entirely of magic systems, you know,
Yeah.
even in fantasy, but
Yeah, because yeah, you're right. There's a whole like side of fantasy novels that don't have magic in it at all. Yeah.
yeah.
Moon, good morning. Study hall students, yes. Um, but
But
yes,
I feel like magical realism, speculative fiction is really like quite my jam
I do love that.
nowadays.
Yeah, it's funny because I was actually writing a screenplay with my friend Marnie, and we kind of wanted to have just like a standard, just the way we're writing it, just, no magic, just, not even magical realism, just whatever. But it kept creeping up where it would be perfect for like this moment of magical realism. And we're like, stop, which is really hard to stop yourself sometimes, especially when it's so perfect. And I think like with screenplays too, it's like because magical realism, you can just, I mean, it's so visual, right? You can just have like this
Yeah.
intense scene that would just be so amazing. So we had to rein
Yeah.
ourselves back. But I want to, like, because I love it too. I love magical realism.
So you didn't give in to the temptation, huh?
I didn't. We haven't yet. We might still, but Sam, another screenwriter and book writer. Dropped in
Oh,
midstream. Wow, fortunate. Thank you. Well, it's over years. It's not like I did it all, and it was pretty much all of my 20s. I was writing screenplays, and it was like one of those things where it was just like,
So
okay,
this is before Riser.
yeah, Riser was actually based on
Like
a pilot
20.
that I
Yeah.
wrote. Yeah, I used to
Oh,
really
okay.
only write books or start books series anyway from pilots. So I always did it with pilots because I always figured like book series would be better as TV shows, if that makes sense. So like
Okay.
Riser I'd written as a pilot. So it only had like, basically, if you think about it, the pilot was only like the first chapter or so. So then I had to plan out the season essentially. And that was the first book, was season 1. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
And then my next series was Atlas, and that was also a pilot that I wrote. But again, it was just like the first chunk. So then I had to turn that into the first season of Atlas.
Okay. Okay.
So I tend to think of my books as like season 1, season 2, season 3.
Yeah. That's awesome. Good for you.
It's just fun. I mean, if you can't actually make the show yourself, you can make the show yourself in a book form. Loved your reverse process. For my current novel, I turned a messy 0 draft into a screenplay. Perfect. Now it functions as a really detailed outline. Yes, gives me so much clarity and making it more visual, right? I'm telling you, I feel like this is a thing that that AuthorTube should adopt.
Right.
Is working in both formats, because I think people get intimidated because it's a different format, it's a different way of writing, but it really helps you see things differently, for both formats. So like when you're writing as a screenplay, you can only tell the story through action and dialogue. And then that helps you in your book because you're not just telling people what are happening, you have to show them what happens. You know what I mean? Because you did it in screenplay, and vice versa. Like, when you're writing the book, you're getting into their thoughts, you're getting to know the character way more intimately than you would in a screenplay, because you can't do their inner thoughts. So then once you've written the book, you can put that back into the screenplay and give it more character depth and dialogue and things like that. So
Wow. Yeah.
I'm just saying, I recommend it to everybody. I'm trying
You're a
to
trailblazer,
tell them
Rebecca.
something or something. Hopefully I can do a proper rewrite yet. And Sam had the most amazing notes for me on Hexfair, and Michael too, by the way. But yeah, it's like I had like the best beta notes. And it really helped me for the draft that I finished and rewriting those first like 9 chapters. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. I'm a screenwriter. See, okay, wow, we're getting good screenwriters on the stream. This is great.
Yeah.
And I wrote 1 feature and 2 shorts. Okay, starting to write my second feature and rewrite the first feature because it's terrible. The first one's always terrible, and it probably isn't. It probably really isn't that terrible. It's just, we're obviously our own worst critic.
Yeah.
But yeah, it always feels like, because you get, I mean, like anything with books, screenplays, any kind of writing, you get better the more you do it. I mean, that's just,
Oh, yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I guess like anything really.
Yeah.
I wrote someone else's screenplay into a short story for them. That's cool.
Oh.
Yeah, actually, Phoebe and I we still haven't done it yet. We were going to do a collab because she writes short stories. And I was thinking how a screenplay, because we were talking about word count and things like that, or even just like a TV pilot, which is like about 10K or sometimes even less than that. And how if like we would switch, right? That she would write a pilot and I would write a short story, and that possibly we would convert, like she would convert her short story into a pilot and I would convert one of my pilots into a short story. Anyway, we never did it.
Oh.
Someday,
Sounds
right?
interesting though.
It would be fun. And Maggie, I really am starting to think how I became a crazy cat lady to survive the zombie pod. I love that title. Would be better as a screenplay because it is very visual. Well, first of all, I would watch that movie. I'd read that book too, but I would definitely watch that movie. That's awesome.
Zompocalypse, huh?
I think it's zombie apocalypse, right?
Yeah.
And Haley, hello. Oh, and Haley's stream is next in the write-a-thon.
Yeah.
Um, we'll probably it's already 7:40. So when have people been like what's the you are the
Uh,
castle, so what's what is the
yeah.
format people are doing?
So I think we've been trying to shoot for about like an hour 45 minutes, an hour 50 minutes for each
Okay.
stream. So I don't know. We could even do like a super short sprint if you
You
like.
want to do like a 5 minute or something?
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's you know what? Because the first one was 25. So if we do a 5 minute, that'll make it a full hour of writing.
Yeah, perfect. Three
Okay.
sprints also.
Right? Okay, so I'm going to use this same timer, but I'm going to bring it down to 5 minutes. Oh, wait, how do I do that? Is that no. Down here. Okay. I'm like, where am I going with this? Okay. Let's do it. Ready?
Oh, look, Becca.
What?
It's 5:12.
What am I
5:12? You
forgetting?
remember the whole 5:12 joke?
Oh
You
my god.
waving
Oh,
you
I
you
don't.
waving to 5:12?
Oh my god. Was that the number?
It was, yeah. You were like,
Oh my
"Hi,
god, I forgot that.
5:12."
Oh my god. Yes, I totally remember. I forgot it was 5:12, but I remember waving at a number.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Well, even more perfect then.
Yeah. It's meant to be.
It is meant to be. That's so funny. You think I did it on purpose, but
Yeah.
okay. Ready, set, and start.
Yay.
And good luck. It's so gentle. Oh, I think you're muted. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, I was.
Okay, so Maggie headed back to her stream. Mark, hi. We're actually taking off, but we're going to be going straight into Haley's stream in about 14 minutes.
Yeah.
And I have on the link below the playlist, so you can
great.
Right in. Oh, okay. You're explaining it. Yes. There's one time in the chat that found 512 in relation to the word count of the sprint, and I started waving at it. I was like, "Look, hi." It's so funny how you don't even like. You're just so used to saying hi to people, and then like your It's Anyway. Good old.
Sometimes even it's like someone's second comment already, and you're still like waving
exactly
as you're pulling it up.
I ate lunch with the family, got some fresh air. Yay! Started the process of figuring out what outlining method I'll use, mostly if on Google Docs, Scrivener, or Campfire, or a combination. Nice. Do you use a outlining method, Michael? Or do you just kind of do your own thing?
I kind of just do my own thing. I just use Microsoft Word.
Okay. Yeah.
I use a little bit of literally just hammer and chisel, like paper and pen, totally old school. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I definitely, well, if you want to use sort of like author tube terms, I'd say so it's like pantser on the one end, right? Plotter on the other, plancer in the middle, right? I'd say I'm just about a plancer. Like I'm not a plotter.
Okay.
I'm not a, pantser. Yeah, I'm somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. I always thought I was a full-on planner, but then I go off outline so often and then re-outline that I realize that is kind of a planster, because I allow myself to change whatever direction I'm going in. I then need to re-outline because I do like making sure that I have all the beats and structure right. But I go off outline all the time. Like I have to re-outline probably 3 or 4 times when I'm writing a book or a screenplay. If the characters take me another way that's better, like I'm not going to ignore it just because it's like, nope, I got to stick to the outline. You know what I mean? So I think
then you're also kind of like when you're going back to the outline, actually revising your outline just so it reflects what you actually wrote.
Yes, but that is actually key, because I've forgotten to do that sometimes. And then it's like, what? I didn't write that. Like, that's not even in the book or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, actually make it reflect that. That's good. I need to do that too. I definitely need to go grocery shopping today.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to ask what time it was where you guys are, and almost wrote, how old is your day? Oh, that's kind of cute though. How old is your day today?
Yeah. I dig it. I get it.
I love that. I think that's my new favorite way of asking.
Yeah.
It's actually 7:50 a.m. where we're at. So
yeah. We're both in Eastern right now, Eastern time.
Toronto. I just returned to writing. I had a long sleep last night, and I'm ready to push through this book. Yay!
Oh, awesome.
I am definitely a planster too. I deviate from my outline a lot, and it usually isn't very detailed to begin with, or I'll lose interest. That's true.
Yeah.
My day is 1:50 p.m. years old. Oh my God, this is the cutest thing ever. I love that. That is so, I don't know why I am thinking that's the cute. Okay, obviously certain things amuse me a lot, but I think that is adorable.
So, before you even know it, Becca, our day will be like in its twilight years.
It's just so cute. I don't know why just wording it that way makes like the actual time of day adorable. I love it. It's a lot cuter than just asking. It is. Oh my god, I'm gonna be obsessed with this now. Okay, but it is 7:51, so we need to take off because we are going to head over to Haley's channel, and she will be doing the next stream in the Write-a-thon.
Yeah, stream number 11.
Number 11
of 12.
Oh my god, we're so close.
Yeah.
Okay, but thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you, Michael, for being with me, so I wasn't all by myself.
No worries.
All right, guys. See you in the next one. Bye.
Bye-bye.